There's a hidden reset mechanism built into reality itself. The ancient mystery schools called it different names. The alchemists knew it as nigredo, the blackening. The mystics called it the dark night. But its function is always the same. When you ignore life's whispers and it sends a rupture, a woman sits in a sterile room. Fluorescent lights hum above her. The doctor speaks a single word. Cancer. Her world doesn't explode. It doesn't collapse dramatically. It just stops. Outside the door, nurses laugh, phones buzz. Life continues its mechanical rhythm. But for her, everything has severed. This isn't tragedy, this is initiation. And whether you know it or not, you've been here too. What just happened to her is not random. It's one of reality's oldest patterns, what I call the Severance Protocol. Here's how it works. Phase 1, the numbing. You drift, you postpone, you perform. You chase deadlines, approvals, the next achievement. You're busy, but not alive. You've separated from yourself so gradually you didn't notice the distance. The mystics understood this. They called it spiritual sleep. The Gnostics called it konoma, the emptiness. You're moving, but nothing moves you. Phase 2, the rupture. Then reality intervenes, not to punish you, to wake you. A diagnosis, a breakup, a betrayal, a collapse. The severance arrives. Sudden, precise, undeniable. Everything you were clinging to gets stripped away. The alchemists knew this stage intimately. They called it solve, the dissolution. Everything false must dissolve before transmutation can begin. Your identity shatters, your plans evaporate, your control gone. But here's what they knew that you don't yet. This is not the end. This is the opening. Phase 3, the stillness. After the rupture comes silence. Not the silence of peace, or the silence of raw presence. No distractions, no escape routes, no performance left to give. Just you, stripped, aware. The Buddhists call this bardo, the gap between states. The Kabbalists call it ayin, the sacred nothingness. This is where most people panic and try to rebuild what was lost. But the initiated, they listen. Phase 4, the return. She didn't rebuild her old life. She asked a new question. What is truly mine to do? Not what she should do, not what others expected, not what fear demanded. What was true? The Hermetic axiom states, as above, so below, as within, so without. When you align internally, reality reorganizes externally, not through force, but through resonance. She stopped performing, started breathing, stopped proving, started being. The fear remained, but it no longer ruled. This is what the mystery schools called reintegration, returning to the world transformed. Now let me show you how this pattern is operating in your life right now. The Severance Protocol doesn't only arrive through crisis. It arrives every time you feel restless despite being busy, successful but empty, moving forward but drifting away from yourself. These aren't flaws, they're signals. Reality is whispering, you're out of alignment. Most people ignore the whispers, so reality escalates. First, unease, then breakdown, finally rupture. But here's the secret the ancients encoded into every initiation rite. You don't have to wait for the rupture. You can choose the severance consciously. Ask yourself right now, what am I postponing because I'm afraid? What am I performing instead of living? What truth am I avoiding? When you answer honestly, when you act on that truth, you invoke the protocol voluntarily. You shed what's false. You reclaim what's real. The Sufis had a practice for this. Muraqaba, self-observation leading to self-severance. The Stoics called it memento mori, remembering death to remember life. Same mechanism, same awakening. The woman in the hospital didn't lose her life to cancer. She found it through rupture. The Severance Protocol gave her what years of comfort never could. Clarity, presence, truth. You're watching this for a reason. Something in you knows you're drifting. Something in you is ready to sever. Not through destruction, through conscious release. Let go of what no longer serves. Stop performing for ghosts. Stop postponing the life you actually want. The protocol is already active in your life. The only question is, will you wait for reality to force it? Or will you choose it now? This is Cloaked Doctrine. The CODEX doesn't comfort you. It wakes you up. If this severance landed, share it with someone still asleep. More forgotten knowledge drops soon. Until then, sever consciously.